What's up, guys? Welcome to Dynamicom TV, where we publish news on politics, entertainment, celebrities, and metro stories. We have another trending news for you today, and the headline here is Nigerians react as Kano records 80 new cases of COVID-19 pandemic in 24 hours. Alright, guys, please, before I go ahead to read today's news to you, if this is your first time you are watching on our channel, please there is a red subscribe button below this video. Just go ahead, hit that red subscribe button and then click on the bell icon beside it so as to be the first to be notified whenever we publish news in the future on this channel without you missing any news again. Now the news in details. Nigerians have reacted to the increase in COVID-19 pandemic cases in Kano State. Daily Post has reported that Kano State on Thursday recorded 80 new cases of the disease. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, had tweeted 204 new cases of COVID-19 reported, and it says that 80 new cases in Kano, 45 new cases in Lagos State, 12 new cases in Gombe State, 9 new cases in Bauchi State, 9 new cases in Sokoto State, 7 new cases in Borno, 7 new cases in Edo, 6 new cases in Rivers, and 6 new cases in Osun, 4 new cases in FCT, and 4 new cases in Akwa Ibom. Also 4 new cases in Bayelsa State, and 3 new cases in Kaduna State, 2 new cases in Oyo State, 2 new cases in Delta State, and 2 new cases in Nasarawa State, 1 new case in Ondo, and 1 new case in Kebbi State. These are as a result of the new cases that the NCDC has recorded within 24 hours in Nigeria. Reactions. Some of the Nigerians, while expressing worries over the spread of disease and the cases of the pandemic, attributed the massive deaths reported in the state last week to COVID-19. Here are some of the comments Daily Post gathered and the reactions of many Nigerians. This we read at Layo. Layo said, "The number is outrageously ridiculous. Kano outshining Lagos in this aren't even shocking. Many people should know what is going on." At Adebayo, he said, "In less than 2 weeks, Kano shown up on the table and came second for some days consecutively. Today, for the first time, Kano comes top of the table in terms of new cases in COVID-19. What a shameless movement. The same energy spent on Lagos should please be spent on Kano. Let us prevent a possible COVID-19 earthquake in Nigeria." At Adekunle, he said, "It's now 80 in Kano in just one day. These kind numbers are coming in from the north, and the only thing they are concerned about is arresting innocent people for blasphemy. Not enough education in the Kano State, and no enough sensitization for these people." At Oladipo, dear, 80 in Kano. Even if Buhari opens up Lagos and Abuja, they should lock up Kano and keep the keys in Aso Rock for now, because the stories from Kano is really shocking and disappointing at COVID-19 pandemic. At Abodo, he said, "Honestly, man, I am scared for Kano. But then the figures came in as a result of the test centers, back running and the second center in operation also. Why all these statements?" At Kunle, he said, 45 in Lagos. It seems there is a ride of hope concerning Lagos, but 80 in Kano tonight doesn't look good at all, and it's worrisome. Nigeria should do something over this. At Babalawo, 80 in Kano, they have pushed Abuja self to third place. Yet, the people and the government over there think it's play. At Mustafa 18, Kano now has the second highest number of active COVID-19 patients in Nigeria, less than 21 days of recording its index case. At Aliu 45, with NCDC reporting 80 new cases in Kano, it seems like that was all some Nigerians have been waiting to see. I know I will just wake up to another day fight between Southerners and Northerners tomorrow. At Tope, anything that happens in Kano today, the governor should be held responsible for it, because where was the governor when states like Kaduna were closing down the border and declaring lockdown? Useless set of politicians we have in this country. Alright guys, this comment that we read to you from Daily Post. Most Nigerians are not happy concerning the death that is happening in Kano State right now. If there are many news that will tell you there are litters of bodies in Kano State, all the Alamajiris, many of them are tested positive to this COVID-19 pandemic. Please drop your comment and let us know what you see, what is your own opinion concerning the ravage of death in Kano State within the short period of its record index. Now we have some other comment in our top comments here. We read from Chizifet. Chizifet said, I pity the Northerners. They are most vulnerable to spread this virus faster. Most of them lack personal hygienic. How many of them will adhere to the instruction and to the measure put aside to less the spread of this coronavirus? This is coming from Ugochukwu Uchenna. He said, when the former President Jonathan and Emir Sanusi at different times tried to settle the Alamajiris in Kano and other northern states, the northern elites fought and frustrated their efforts. Today, this is the outcome. Let me quote someone, let the doors of Kano be locked and the keys sent to Aso Rock till further notice. Alright, this is coming from Muhammadu. He said, the governor is desperately hungry for outrageous increase in the number of the COVID-19 cases in Kano. Create more local government for the victims to boost the governor's pocket. That is the opinion of the young man. And also we have this one coming from Victor Kinjin. People will always want the government to push their nyash forward will count many coronavirus in their government, in their city, in their country, even in their local government, when the coronavirus is not even there. For example, let's put sentiment aside. The mass death being recorded in Kano is as a result of COVID-19. If more people are tested in the state, they will surely overtake Lagos. The reason is that they initially did not believe that the disease was real. Life was going on normally when other states were putting measures in place to combat the pandemic. It was when these dates began that they really down on them. Even if the government now became serious, when the fatalities started, we pray that God will intervene to hit the spark of death in the state. This is coming from Musa. He said, the Northerners are basically uneducated to enough enlightenment and have poor hygienic habits. That is where the problem of the spread lies. Their general lifestyle will frustrate government effort and keep endangering other Nigerians. This is coming from Olayinke. Olayinke said, that is if the citizens of Kano will accept the opinion. Have you seen them protesting against lockdown yesterday? Maybe it was their vision that Bill and Melinda Gates saw of cops on the street in Africa. Government should throw away any form of sentiments and arrest the situation before it becomes a no-go area. This is coming from Babatunde. He said, it is not surprising that there is a spark in Kano, a lot of death in the street. The state government and the people were in dismay and never took it seriously from the onset. Little or no enlightenment. The viral videos of some people chanting Baba Corona points to the fact that now the chicken has come home to roast and the state government is crying and clamoring for federal government assistance when he could have proactive in preventing and limiting the number of infected and dead people. The spread has gone far and wide. The state should be in total lockdown until it is contained. This is coming from Benzin. He said, Kano always like to compete with Lagos in terms of everything, including COVID-19 cases. All right, this is his comment. And they would like to overtake Lagos, and I know they will achieve that by hook and crook. We have correct politicians, and I trust them to achieve defeat in the shortest possible time. I think Galandima will be removed and declare state of emergency there because he should be held responsible for taking it lightly, and that stupid man is very, very stupid. The adamant and clouded governor of Kano State is not only a beheaded liar, he has a financial vampire institution where he is collaborating with the leaders of the world. Unfortunately, he is an unpatriotic element, but also benevolent in ideas to illustrate some of the shameful ways to collect money from the government. Alright guys, this is opinions of many of the Nigerians that are not happy concerning the pandemic death tolls in Kano State. Please, we urge you to drop your comment. It is very important to know what you think concerning the news that is reaching us from Kano over the death of many Nigerians. The Kano State is now the second recorded cases of the coronavirus pandemic. Please, before you go, as we said, do not forget to drop your comment. Also hit on the red subscribe button below this video and then click on the bell icon beside it so as to be the first to be notified whenever we publish news on this channel without you missing any news again. Thank you and you are welcome.